Hello, man.
Hello.
How are you doing today, my good ma'am?
I'm sleepy but good.
Hello, Sleepy. I am Dad again.
Thank you for reminding me who you were. I forgot last episode.
How's it going, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, shapes, and forms? Welcome back to Fanfiction Theater Month.
I didn't know his last name was that.
Yeah, that is his last name. We gotta keep it.
I didn't know that.
We don't want to spoil it for them yet, even though they already read the title.
I just said I didn't know.
They already read the title. How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Fanfiction Theater Month. As always, I'm Greg. That's May. Say hello.
Hello. I like the author's name.
The author's name is pretty great. We're going to get to that in just a moment. So, if you guys tune in on Tuesday, we read a very steamy Craig Smut with the Dadsona. It was good shit. 10 out of 10. Mm-hmm. Lots of masturbation of that one.
Woo.
So, we're about to have some just fun, plain, vanilla, cute sex today.
It's cute.
With your favorite Dream Daddy. So, who is your Dream Daddy in Dream Daddy?
Totally Robert.
It's Robert. It's totally Robert. It's totally Robert.
It's Damien.
Damien!
I love the cute vampire.
Yo,
so
fucking... He looks like fucking...
Edward Cullen. No.
No.
That's an insult.
God. You don't want to lump that fucker with Damien. No, he looks like He looks like somebody that listened to, like, goth music and industrial music in the late 80s and early 90s. And then his son listens to, like, fucking My Chemical Romance and Bring Me the Horizon.
He's gotta living up that emo
Hell
phase.
yeah. Hell yeah. Mm-hmm. So, this is a cute little smut fic with Damien. Yay. So, I think it's a simple summary. Just two bros having fun. Two fun-loving bros.
Yep.
You would figure that would work better with Craig, because do fun-loving bros. But
Damien can be a bro.
Damien can be one of the bros, too. It's just when you think bro, you think Craig.
Yeah, because it says dude and bro.
Yeah, dude, bro, dude. So, since I started last time, since it's your Dream Daddy.
I thought we had to think of a name for him.
That's right! So this one...
They say you, because you're the Dadsona.
You are the Dadsona. So what should we name our Dadsona?
Something good?
Something good had finished up from Something Good's work about an hour ago. You said something good, so I'm inserting you with something good.
Are they ever going to mention names in here, though? It just says you. Do we just want to stick with the you? Just pretend we're dads? Let's just pretend
Or we just name it you Narakami.
Or
you
Kira.
get it? You get it?
Yes, I get it. Why don't we just stick with the you?
We'll stick with you.
Because I don't think they're going to probably mention a name.
If they mention a name, we'll have to come up with a name. How does that sound? Akira. There you go. Alrighty. So, when Miss Tired McTired Pants is done yawning, you can go ahead and read.
No, I can't read it.
Yeah, you can. Just so you know, the name of this is Date Night. As May is dying and losing her vision. This is called
by Alexander
Alexander the Mostly Okay.
I get it.
It's pretty great. Alrighty, so.
You know what's referencing that name?
Yeah, Alexander the Great.
Yeah, there you go. Okay.
Fucking Ishkandar and fucking Fate Zero. Oh wait, that's spoilers. Oh no, everyone knows he's Alexander the Great. If you fucking play Fate Grand Order, it's like, get Alexander the Great.
Well, they even mentioned Fate Zero. Anyway, you want me to start?
Yeah,
okay,
please, go ahead.
Make sure my eyes okay. Okay. You had finished up most of your work an hour or so ago, so you were forcing yourself to sit down on the couch and not stick your head in the fridge every 5 minutes. Although you had already seen this episode of Forged for Celebrity Facelifts Jr., Master and Apprentice Edition, so it was increasingly more difficult not to bore to meat. The leftover Easy Mac in the fridge is practically begging to be heated up. But you promised Damien a nice dinner. You even made reservations, so you have to set yourself to spending too much on some fancy hors d'oeuvres. Early that evening, he had slipped a note through your letter slot, wax seal over college rule paper.
Why am I not surprised he had a wax seal?
It's cute. Explaining that there was an explosion of puppies, not literally, but still a lot of puppies at the shelter, so he would be a little later than he was expecting. It was disappointing for sure, but you still admire his devotion. He likes puppies.
Doggos.
Puppies.
Even emo men love doggos.
Even men love their dogs.
Oh yeah.
The night drags on, and somehow watching a 15-year-old tell a baby how to spot weld?
Yeah, spot weld.
Weld a crack on a surgical knife was getting a little boring. Checking the clock on the wall, Amanda said there was no reason to move a wall clock. You noticed it was way past your reservation. You sigh and pull out your phone to text Damien to call off date night. After a few minutes, those cursed 3-dot reply thingies appear in place of a message and stay there through 2 commercial breaks. The message did eventually send, but by the time your phone buzzed, so did your doorbell.
Ooh.
You jumped up to get it, slamming your knee on the coffee table in the process. Muttering muddled curses under your breath, you limped to the door, opening to see a semi-frazzled Damien. His glasses are askew, only a few strands of hair still clinging to his ponytail, and his clothes are the dirtiest you've ever seen them. You're hesitant to hug him, eyeing some of the more suspiciously pooped color stains on his shirt and pants.
Rip.
What?
Rip.
Oh, rip. But greet him with a warm, only slightly awkward handshake. I'm so sorry I'm late. I had no idea how quickly the time was going by. You shrugged a little. It's fine. I honestly didn't care about the dinner anyways. You sniffed the air. God, you need to take a shower though. Those puppies did a number on you. Specifically at number 2, he laughs. Mind if I use your shampoo? Not at all. It doesn't smell as good as yours though. It smells better than a horde of small furry poop machines, he says over his shoulder as he climbs the stairs to the bathroom. You make a mental note to call Amanda and ask her if she knew of a store that carried the sweet-smelling Icor,
I think?
Icor Damien washed his hair with, because you're pretty sure with the Sir Saves a Lot down the street, didn't? You're also sick of him leaving you with 3 drops of shampoo at the bottom of the bottle when he stayed over. Curse those lovely locks of his.
Listen, I'm going to say, when you have long hair, because I used to have super...
You need it.
Yeah, you need
it
as much as you can.
Yep.
All right. The shower takes a while, but you can't help but perk up when you hear the blow dryer turn off. God damn. He comes back down dressed to the nines in a dark blue suit. Thank God you kept that wardrobe box. It's stuffed to the brim with Damien's clothes now where your closet had failed. You suddenly feel very underdressed in your graphic tee. Amanda got it for you for your birthday, but he plops down on the couch next to you regardless. Dinner's a bust, you confessed. We're like 3 hours late for our reservation. He shrugs and draws his legs up to sit cross-legged. I didn't really care about the dinner. I just wanted to spend some time with you. It doesn't really matter where that happens. He takes your hand into his, drawing small circles with his thumb. Even though you're starting to feel a bit peckish, the idea of getting up and disturbing your boyfriend is not a good one. He started to lean over onto your shoulder, almost like he was going to sleep. You lean over a little bit and give him a small kiss on the cheek. Now that he doesn't smell like the shelter. Wow, I fucked that up.
No, you read it right.
The waves of your... It's like, you lean over and give him a small kiss on the cheek, now that he doesn't smell like the shelter. He smiles and returns the kiss. You, for one, refuse to be one-upped, so you kiss him again. He giggles and folds himself to slide onto your lap. He presses your foreheads together, giving you the chance to just breathe. He reapplied his cologne. You notice he must have some hidden under your sink. It's not overpowering, but noticeable enough that when you lean up to kiss the side of his neck, he sighs and relaxes against your touch. Are we doing this? You ask quietly, your hand cautiously resting on his hips. He nodded, diving into a kiss, cupping your face with his hands. You kiss back with fervor, wrapping your arms around him. You both consent to making out like you're 20 years younger, and you actually are for a moment. But then Damien leans back and slides his hands up under the hem of your shirt. His hands roam the soft plane of your stomach, and you shiver. This gives him a chance to make a move. He gently pulls the shirt up over your head and puts it to the side. Let's make this fair, you muttered. Let's make this fair, you mutter, and helping him shrug off his suit coat. You had made several jokes about Damien's vampiric appearance in the past, but the love bites he leaves down your neck are no laughing matter. If you didn't know any better, you'd think he had broken skin. And he started to suck a hickey into your skin, connecting your neck on the skin connecting your neck to your shoulders, you have to fight back with an embarrassingly loud moan. You fumble with the buttons on his waistcoat, worrying you'll rip the thin silk threads holding them in place. Damien noticed this and undoes the button himself, much to your dismay. Your mood brightens quickly when he sets it aside and continues kissing your neck. You roll your hips experimentally, smiling when you hear Damien suck in a breath. Boop, your turn.
He detaches from your neck quickly enough when you snake a hand between the two of you, rubbing at him through his pants. Do you want to move to the bedroom? He asks quietly, eyes wide through glasses. After you nod, and he climbs off you, and falls back as he slams the back of his knees onto the coffee table. You do your best to contain your laughter, but do an awful job. Soon enough, you're both giggly, half-dressed messes, Damien laying on your coffee table and you above him.
Damn.
It strikes you for a second just how much you like him and how glad you are to have this man, dressed like he stepped out of a Victorian time machine, giggling on your living room table. I think, he manages between breaths, you're going to have to carry me up.
Of course you do.
You gave him your best three-finger salute and try to pick him up bridal style. You get about 3 steps out of the living room and have to stop for a breather. He hasn't stopped laughing, and quite frankly, it's harder to manage a giggly, full-grown man and a still one. Okay, this is not going to happen without me dropping you down the stairs, you confess. You're going to have to go on without me. Whatever shall your brushing bride do? For my constitution is simply too fragile for me to do such a dangerous task on my own. He puts on airs on a level you haven't seen before you started dating. You both break down into fits of laughter again. Finally, your snickers become more heavy breathing as you struggle to regain the oxygen you lost in your laugh fest, and you both go upstairs, Damien glancing over his shoulder every few steps, as if to make sure you're still following him. He pushes open your bedroom door and sets himself down on your admittedly ragged duvet cover. You curse yourself for not making your bed, but nestle yourself between his knees regardless. He throws his arms up around to pull you down into a bruising kiss. At this point, you lose your balance and crash down on top of him, knocking your foreheads together. You hadn't expected sex tonight to be so injury-prone, but you both push on. His hands travel up to play with the back of your binder, slowly rolling his hips against yours. You break off your kisses to sit up and grab Damien by the hips, pulling him up so his back is resting against the headboard, before leaning down to lay kisses across his chest as you meticulously unbutton his dress shirt. Somehow this was easier than unbuttoning his vest, and you lay it down on the bedside table, hoping it won't wrinkle.
Listen, it's a nice dress shirt. It's most likely going to wrinkle, but there's not much you can do about it. Here. There you go. You read it there.
He leans up slightly, reaching for the clasp holding his binder in place, unceremoniously tossing it off the side of the bed. After taking a second to breathe deeply, he does the same for you. We cannot mix those up in the morning, you comment, before leaning down to kiss down the center line of his chest to his stomach. So I just realized you both are transgender.
You both are trans, yeah. I was realizing when they said taking off your binder, I'm like, oh, so they're going well, because remember, you can make your Dadsona trans as well.
Can?
Yeah, because if you remember when we were playing the game, you can have one of your outfits be, or one of the things is that you wear a binder.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, you can make your character trans. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
There you go.
All right.
So, yeah, a little love for all of our transgender folk who watch our content. This one's for you, baby. Bing, 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 bing. I don't know. Go ahead. Continue.
Cupping the back of your head and sighing, he nods. He's very lean. It surprises you every time. You can feel hard muscle almost directly under his skin as you kiss down to the hem of his pants. You start to undo the buttons, but his hand meets yours. You first, he suggests. You've shown me such a good evening. I'd like to return the favor. What a sweetie. He's so cute.
You nod, a little breathless, as you roll onto your side, and Damien situates himself between your legs. It's
probably deft. It's supposed to be deft.
Delft fingers?
It's supposed to be deft.
His deft fingers undo the zipper on your jeans quickly, unceremoniously pulling them down. You make eye contact as he leans down, kissing the top of your boxers before he begins to suck on the crotch of them. You think you're lucky, Sarge, you didn't bother with a packer, because the sensation of Damien's mouth against yours, coupled with wet fabric, is heavenly. Tossing your head back against the pillows, you breathe out a heavy sigh. Damien's fingers toy with the hem of your underwear, playing with the idea of taking them off, but never quite committing. You squirm when he pets up your thigh, twisting his fingers against the downy, soft hair leading up to your crotch. Swoosh, swoosh.
It's supposed to be shush, shush.
Oh, shush, shush. Mm-hmm. I added a W. Shush, shush, he chides. Just relax. We're barely getting started. He dives back in right away with a new fervor and finally pushes your underwear down, effectively trapping your legs. This is the first time we've got vaginas in any of these fan fictions, I just want to say.
Well,
the first time, I'm just saying, it's the first time we've gotten any vagina. It's all been cocks and dicks and heads of penises.
Right, so both are trans.
Hell yeah, here we go. Man. He finally pushes your underwear down, effectively trapping your legs. When he lays a long lick along you, ending with a skilled suck on your clit. You keen, head tossed back against the pillow. You look down at him to see him looking back up at you. There's a hint of a smile between your legs. He stares at you intently, emphasizing with a solid look along your entire length. You sigh deeply, looking down at him and seeing a line of spit running from his mouth to you. The image itself was enough to make the heat of your lower belly flare. He heads back in, pressing careful fingers into you. While his mouth is still still on you, he twists his wrist in such a way, and you feel like you could come right then. When you vocalize this, he just laughs, and the vibrations feel like the travel all the way to your spine. Even though you're just getting started, you feel yourself start to come undone, legs shaking slightly as you gently move your hips against Damien. He notices how desperate you seem to get, and he redoubles his effects to the point where you can just feel him slip an extra finger in, and you buck against his face. His glasses knock against his forehead. Oh, he's still wearing his glasses. Damn. Didn't even have time to remove my glasses before going down on you. His glasses knocked against his forehead, and he takes a clean hand and puts them onto the bed beside you. You pray desperately that you'll remember that they're there, and you won't roll over onto them. Though this is more than your we'll wait for that. Though this is more than your barely pre-orgasm brain can manage, and you forget when Damien uses the same clean hands to hold your hips down with a bruising amount of strength. The pressure is enough to set you off. Your hands fly over your mouth to stifle an embarrassing loud sound that you make as you come. You sink bonelessly into the mattress, but Damien doesn't let up. If anything, he ramps up his efforts, trying to milk another orgasm out of you while you're still oversensitive. You don't protest it at all, wrapping your legs around him. He's digging your heels into the small of his back as you yourself rapidly tumbling towards your second release. You give up being quiet at this point, openly moaning and sighing as you reach down and grab a handful of Damien's hair. If only to keep you anchored, your second hand quickly joins his, frantically pawing at your clit. You come seconds with the both of you trying as hard. You come seconds with both of you trying so hard to get you off. There you go. Oh, hold on. And that's not that. And there you go.
Damien sits up, heading at your thighs and drinking in the sight of you. You much look completely debauched, chest heaving and covered in hickeys and bites, but you can't help but blush at the way he looks you up and down, like how he admires a piece he's proud of. After several seconds of heavy silence, you sit up to meet him, draping your still jelly arms around his shoulders. He gives you a few gentle kisses, and you can taste yourself on his lips. Desperate to return the favor, you end up flipping him around, so he was lying with his back against the headboard. You set to with marking him up similarly.
Just say similar.
Similarly to how he marked you. The bites show up so quickly on his pale skin, you leave a trail of red marks leading down to his chest. You remember how sensitive his chest is, and detour on your trip to his pants to leave a few kisses around his nipple. He squeaks, rather undignified, but reaches down to twist his fingers through your hair, reflexively tightening his grip when you bite down, rolling the nipple between your teeth. His breath comes in heavy pants, and you feel his stomach tighten beneath you. "Is this okay?" you ask, pulling off him. You notice your voice slur slightly, be it with pleasure or tiredness, you're not sure. "Oh, Lord, it's more than okay," he replies, in a voice that seems like he's almost forgotten how to talk. You only give his chest attention for a few more minutes, during which Damien is a panting mess, before you continue kissing down his stomach. You press a hand to the outside of his pants, and hips roll up to try and gain some much-needed relief. You're more than happy to give it to him, undoing his fiendishly complicated pants and respectably putting them to the side.
I feel like you'd have to, like, undo a Rubik's Cube in order to finish up with Damien's pants with all the buttons and zippers and stuff that would be on them. Mm-hmm. And belts. The plethora of belts.
Rubbing him through his underwear, you can feel him fighting against his hips, jerking up to meet your hand. His legs are shaking and his breath is coming quickly and in shallow pants. The way he looks up with you, with his eyes glazed over with pleasure and hair flung out behind his head, is too much. You lean up to trap his lips in a bruising kiss. It's hard with your sluggish fingers, but you pull his underwear off and tease at his entrance. Every finger twitch, you can hear his breath hitch, and you do your best to capture every small noise with your lips. You set a leisurely pace, but before long he's gasping for air and clinging onto your back. You can feel the way his fingernails bite into your skin, but you are long beyond caring. If anything, it spurs you on. He goes still when he comes and asks you to stop before you try and get a second orgasm out of him. He rolls over, patting down the comforter for his glasses before either one of you swash them. You had done it before, and the 11:30 walk of shame to Damien's house to find his spare pair was not an experience worth repeating. Want me to get you a towel or anything? You ask, starting to sit up. He shakes his head in response. I'd just like for you to stay with me for a little while, that's all. It doesn't take long for the pair of you to fall asleep. Even though you have a pair of Damien's period-accurate PJs living in the bottom of your sock drawer, neither of you want to leave bed to find them. You wake up bright and early to the smell of sausage sizzling downstairs and all of Damien's clothes folded in the hamper.
Man, you wake up with breakfast sausage, dude.
Oh, that's cute.
There you go. That was a simple little fanfic. It was shorter, thank God.
Yeah.
Oh, man. So, that was an interesting fanfiction. That was pretty cool.
That was cute.
It's pretty cute. I really very much enjoyed it.
Yeah,
so
Damien's a cutie.
Damien seems pretty great.
Yes.
Absolutely. And his son's like...
He's being the emo child. He is.
Totally being the emo
Lucien.
child. Abso-fucking... With a name like Lucien. Abso-fucking-lutely. So... Thank you guys so much. We hope you guys enjoyed this edition of Fanfiction Theater. I hope you guys enjoyed our Dream Daddy fanfictions. We have one more week to go for Fanfiction Theater. I don't know if you can believe it.
Wow.
Wow, indeed. So...
Into that wow thing. The guy says,
wow.
Wow. Oh, yeah.
So, yeah. Next week's the final week. So what better way to end off Fanfiction Theater, if I can pronounce my words correctly, than little 2016 joint called Yuri on Ice, a week of Yuri on Ice fanfiction. So, most likely they're going to be Victory fanfictions. I think both of them we've chosen are Victory fanfictions, and I'm very excited to read these together. So, until next time, thank you guys so much. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I have to do the finger guns every week, man. You don't understand.
Okay.
You don't understand, man.
I don't understand.